Good morning, everybody. So I'm on the public trail, as I am. It's Monday, 11 o'clock. In the AM, the morning, whatever that is. AM, PM. It's early. For me, anyway. Decided to head out a bit on the earlier side. Because it might rain, and it's supposed to reach up to 80-some degrees. Rain sounds real nice. 80 degrees, not so much. I'll be happy. I'm happier when it's like 65. But can't really control it, so it is what it is. And the longer I wait, the harder it's going to be to get through this stuff, and the harder it's going to be to find what I'm looking for. So I figured I leave a bit early, can take my time a little bit, relax more when I get the shady spots, and see where we end up. Goals for this episode? Well, simply put, the goal is to reach that cemetery and to not leave empty-handed. As far as copper's concerned. Not grave digging today, anyway. As far as copper's concerned, find a cemetery and not leave empty-handed. That's the goals. A sub-goal, side goal, mini quest, whatever you'd like to call it, is finding that pile of copper Old Head was talking about. Now, considering the location he described and the source of the information, even if I find it, there's a chance that I will not be taking anything. Because, finding stuff next to the river, pretty much in the middle of nowhere, that was pretty obviously stolen, is one thing. But taking copper that's pretty obviously stolen right off a power line, yeah, I'm not that stupid. That's, of course, depending on the situation. Not my stupidity. My stupidity fluctuates all on its own. Situation has little bearing. I mean, if the copper is off in the woods, and it's just a big mosh pit pile of like I found before, then it's probably going to be free game. But if it's big, thick cables that look like they were cut right off a telephone pole, I'll probably have to say no, because I was going to say I'm not a thief. That's a bit righteous, self-righteous. I don't like the idea of being a thief. Some Robin Hood scenarios, whatever. Some do it if you need to do it. That's a whatever thing too. But just straight up stealing for the sake of stealing is kind of against my moral code. That's new. That was anticlimactic. I wonder where that came from. I mean, I'd like to think up there, but it seems a bit unlikely. So it's already about 80 degrees and it's 11 o'clock. So it's only going to get warmer. And that is a bit of a problem because I don't do well in the heat. I'm a pretty resilient individual. And if you know anything about me, my mind, body, and spirit can take a wee bit of punishment before I say, okay, well, I'm not going to do this. But when it comes to being in the sun, it's a little bit of a different story, because I actually had sun poisoning a couple of times with construction jobs, and I had sun poisoning a couple of times going fishing, and it actually makes me physically sick. Like, to be completely honest, I already kind of feel it a little bit. It gives me this here, like, it starts with like this queasy, drained, tired feeling, and I can kind of already feel it a little bit. So that's kind of bad, because we're not even a tenth of the way to the destination, and this is the easiest part. So we'll kind of see how that goes. Now we just hit some shade though, so that's fantastic. I was gonna soak my shirt in the creek, but the water's kind of low, and I don't want to get it completely disgusting. Alright, well, I'm going to walk the entire length of this trail, and then I'm going to get back up onto that road that we were on, not by climbing the hill this time. I'm going to go all the way out, because we need to get further down anyway, so we might as well stick to the easy trail until we get to the location we want to be. And then crossing up the power line is going to be a bit of a pain, because it's quite a hill, but it shouldn't be too bad. It's like 200 or 300 yards uphill, and then I'll be virtually at the cemetery, and that will be goal 1 complete. And that's where we'll probably sit and eat lunch. Of course, I don't find anything on the way to scrap, because, like I said, I'm not going to pass up low-hanging fruit. That's just unintelligent. So it's like, yeah, all right, that's enough of this. I'm at the lookout, so I'm about the halfway point. So I'm gonna chill for a minute, and I'll be back. So I'm actually on the move again. I wanted to mention, I did process down most of the copper, and there is not as much as I thought there was going to be. Like, after getting rid of a lot of the connectors and like the first outer coating on like the the first outer coating on the vacuum cleaner wires and stuff, there really wasn't all that much. So that was a little disappointing. I still think I'm probably gonna have about 10 pounds when it's said and done, but when looking at it and its collective, when it's all cleaner, it was mildly disappointing. One reason for that is we got pretty unlucky. 2 of the televisions that actually had the cord around the screen were aluminum, and I'm not doing aluminum because aluminum is like 50 or 60 cents a pound, and when it's dirty like that, it's even cheaper, and it's just not effective. It's not effective for me to go into the woods and carry a backpack full of aluminum. It's just not intelligent. So that's why I left the heat sinks behind. But I took those those wires because they were old TVs, and I figured because they were pretty old that they would in fact have copper. But I should have cut them there, but it is what it is. So those were two rather nice hunks of metal that turned out to be disappointing. Another thing I wanted to mention before I call this segment a wrap again until I get to the next spot is I ran into I guess she's my aunt, maybe. I don't know. She was at the store when I was picking up energy drinks and beef jerky and different stuff to keep me going through the journey. And she was like, well, what are you doing? You know, the typical family small talk. And I was like, I'm I'm gonna climb to the top of that hill. She's like, you're kidding, right? I'm like, no, I'm not. It was like I could sit in my room and waste my life playing. Oh, she's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm doing the same thing you're doing. And she's like, buying junk. And she was at Dollar General. I was like, no, wasting my life. We're just doing it differently. And yeah, so I didn't tell her what hill I was climbing. But this entire town's completely surrounded by hills, and they're all pretty devastating. So yeah, any of them is a big feat. I was like, well, worst case scenario, I get injured or too exhausted and either have to turn around or give up. That's unlikely, but a possibility. The other scenario is that I make it, and at least it's some sort of self-accomplishment. And the good news is, in some aspect or another, and I'm kind of getting paid for this, so it's not all that bad. Alright, do I want to climb that? Or do I want to go out and see if I can find the road I want to take? You know what, we're going to try to stick to the books this time, because I want to actually make it. One thing is, if I climb this, yeah, I'm probably going to find stuff, which is great, but that's also a distraction. And I really kind of want to see that cemetery today. That's why I left early. So, I will see you guys once we get on the power line, I think. As long as nothing stops us. So we're at the, pretty much at the first road. But I stopped to look around a bit. There's an old CB radio. I'll see if there's anything worth taking out of that. Probably not. Stereo speakers. Check that out. And I found this little niblet of copper wire. I brushed 2 ticks off me already. It's gonna be one of those days. And let me rip this apart and get up to the road. Just wanted to show off the old CB. It's not something you see every day. Well, I think this might be the way. It's heading in the right direction, that's for sure. So, there's a gate in the front, but there's no trespassing signs. So, this is the way we're gonna go, and we're gonna see if we're right or wrong. Not entirely sure. Now, the other area, I did a very small amount of a television that was left. Somebody else already got to it. I got like a resistor off of it or something. Like nothing too impressive. And then I found a CB that I shown, and I couldn't get into it. It was rusted shut pretty good. So I just cut the cord and called it a day. And then I found a speaker and radio set, which was the piece de resistance, because it had a big capacitor in it. So I have that in my backpack. And when we get to a nice spot to chill for a while, I'll show you. But I want to try to keep moving and take breaks when I find stuff, because then it's multi-purpose. I don't want to take a break and then find stuff and sit for 20 minutes taking it apart. So if I push through and then just take breaks when I actually find things to rip apart, it's more efficient. Okay, this is leading us to the first power line, I think. a bunch of down poles and stuff. So I think I'm right. Now the question is, I keep going straight or do I climb that? That's the question, isn't it? I think I'll, seeing that it kind of levels out and goes flat, I think I'll go straight and then double back if I want to go up. I don't want to stay all the way to the right-hand side so nobody and less people in town can see me. Because I don't feel like I'm doing anything wrong, but society's weird and people are nosy, so best to be safe than sorry. I'm actually kind of glad I came this way because I don't know if I would be able to climb this cliff to get up here if I went straight for it. That's quite a hill, isn't it? The cemetery should be at the top. This one or the next one? And that Powell Copper that guy was talking about should be around one of these. So keep our eyes peeled and see how it goes. Maybe I could find a better gradient, like a path that isn't too straight up and down, less of a elevation. There's this, but that only goes so far. I'll be put in the same position already that I already am in. Interesting fact, if you're gonna do this, it's best to find like a semi-secluded road that leads to a downhill area, because you find a bunch of morons that just throw televisions down over the hill and trash and junk, and that's where most of the money is. Going up into the actual woods, I mean, you can find stuff, but you're less likely than what you would be if you went to an area where people were morons. So yeah, I've never been here before on this trail. That's why I'm videotaping, because, you know, I'm not sure what the traffic's like for animals or people. I'm not sure what the terrain's like. I'm not sure what to expect. So I think it would be somewhat entertaining to experience it together. And the good news is, where this is, if I were to get tired, or if something was to happen, I just have to go straight down the hill, and about 20 minutes that way, and then I can grab a bus. So I do have that metaphorical safety net. Oh, I found a snake. I didn't get a chance to get it on camera, but I was sitting there ripping the radio apart, and I kept hearing something hissing around my backpack, right? And I thought one of my drinks sprang a leak. Like something I threw in my bag poked a hole in my energy drink or something. And then I looked, and I saw something moving. The little guy was so camouflaged. Like, he was so blending in. It was pretty incredible. It was just a little garter, maybe a foot long. It wasn't poisonous or anything. I went to move my bag and I was going to catch it to get a good view of the camera, get a good picture of him for the camera. But as soon as I moved the bag, it straight up vanished. I literally have no idea. Oh, I mean, it could be in my backpack right now. I wouldn't even know it. like I said, it's not poisonous, so it's no harm, no foul. But, well, you know what? Don't ever take anything I say like that as, like, guaranteed. I learned a good bit, and I spent a decent amount of time in the woods. This is true. But I'm definitely no expert, especially when it comes to things like mushrooms and snakes and spiders. Like, would I take some risks? Yeah. But I would not recommend anybody going by what I say. I mean, even when I do mess with a snake that I am almost 100% sure is not poisonous, I still proceed with caution. Because, you know, I don't know everything. And it's better to be safe than sorry. Although, I don't think a snake bite would be a terrible way to go. I think it would be relatively quick. I mean, what, you pretty much have an inflammation. Your body reacts and triggers the, what's that, anaphylactic shock. And you go into cardiac arrest. And then that's it. So, snake bite wouldn't be a horrible way to go. But I'm not allowed to die. So, I gotta be careful. I wonder if my pap felt the same way. I wonder if my papa was made to feel the same way. And that's why he, like, went through the surgeries and garbage, and he suffered for so long. Because for me, it's like I'm a mixture of, being, like, afraid and, like, a duty. There's a camera, a trail cam, I think. Now it's empty. It may have been a trail cam at one point. So you see stuff like that, and we're so close to town, it makes you think that you're not supposed to be here. But like I said, because like you don't really set up a trail cam when you're so close to town because you're not supposed to be hunting here. I don't remember the law, but it's like so many 100 yards away from any structure. It's been a long time since I went hunting. You know what? I want to go to that cemetery, but I think I'm just going to keep walking. This trail's kind of nice. Like, it's not like I already got about 10 pounds on my back with the food and stuff. So, and it's really kind of hot out. So not having to tackle that hill is looking to be pretty good. And if this will gradually take me up, it might take a while. It might take a while longer. But at least this is pleasant, and I don't feel like dying. Depending on how things go, this might be a pretty lengthy video of me just walking around. Because this is, in fact, all new. Little creek runoff. Climb down there and soak my shirt in it. But then I gotta climb back up. God, am I getting lazy. Like, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I would have jumped down there just to do it. Now I'm like, God, I hate the feeling. Oh, stick. I hate the feeling. It's like, what do they say when they're talking about old people doing the nasty? Like, the mind's willing, but the body's incapable or something. Like, that's like a real feeling was after a while. Oh my gosh, the creek comes right here. Guess who's gonna get naked? Just kidding. I'm just gonna take my shirt off, I think. If there's any area where I can actually soak it in water without it getting completely disgusting and muddy. And here's the water. Now, like I said, I don't drink any water around here. It's not far enough out into the middle of nowhere to be considered clean in my book. With it being running water, it's safer and all. To me, this place is dirty. There's a hill there that might be a possibility. Go straight up. It should be right at the top of this hill, and then off to the left. It's like, makes you almost kind of wonder how the heck they even get the tires down this far. There's tires here. Makes you kind of curious how they even manage. All right, I think I found a spot where the water is pretty clear, and I'm going to get my shirt soaking wet. I will catch you in 10 minutes. All right, I'm back. Wet t-shirt contest. Take it easy, ladies. I am single. No, but anyways, there's a path up there. I think I'm going to take that. I'm going to walk a little bit more and see what's going on. See what's more down here. Like, it's this angle. Like, this is the angle I want to be in. So, that path is going the right way. So, I think that's where we're going to go. But, I'm not done taking the easy road yet. I know there's a metaphor in there somewhere. Oh, man. That water is super refreshing. I wonder if there's crayfish in here. Probably is. It's, like, rather clean-looking water, all things considered. I have a crayfish catch and cook, middle of the woods. I did that once. Well, we caught the crayfish, took them back and cooked them on the stove, but we did have a crayfish catch and cook once. I didn't have like a real good, well, I didn't do YouTube then, so that's pretty much the end of that story. Well, to be honest, I had enough things in the city that kept me occupied, that making YouTube videos wasn't, like I said, a lot of the reason I do this is because I don't have anybody to really talk to, and it keeps me from going crazy. Somebody does hunt up here. I can't figure out how that's legal. The town's right there. Like, and that's the way he's facing. So if a deer passes there, like, he'd be shooting that way. Like, I can't understand how that's legal. I mean, I'm not sure. Maybe the rules are different with, like, archery. But either way, I guess, like, that's a pretty big deer track. That might be a buck, too. You can tell by the two little divots at the end. See, there's like the two prongs, or the two prongs, and then the two little niblets. That's the indicator that's a male deer. So, I mean, if he's shooting them, if he's sitting up there, he's shooting them right on the path. I guess it's whatever, but it's still kind of, I don't know. That just doesn't seem right to me. There's so many places to hunt. Why the heck would you do it right next to a town? It was a moderately nice tree stand, though. How much further do I want to go before I commit to going up this hill? Because it's like, when I go downhill, I have more of a commitment than when I'm going uphill. Because if I'm going uphill, I can turn around and come back. It's not that big of a deal. If I feel that I made a mistake, or I feel that I want to take a different route, it's not that big of a deal to come downhill, to climb uphill and come back downhill. But, on the other hand, if I'm going downhill and I feel like I made a mistake, then I have to go uphill to correct said mistake, and that's a bigger issue. There's really not a lot of animals out. That snake was kind of cool. I seen a dove, which You guys might think that's not that big of a deal, but around here, there's really not that many of them. There's a deer, I think. Now keep an eye for movement, see if it runs. I think it's a deer, or my eyes are playing tricks on me, or somebody put up a decoy out here, which is very possible. Keep an eye right in the center of the path. No, it's a deer, it's moving. You see it? It's a doe, just looking at me. See it? There's two of them. They're gonna run when I get closer. They're really chill considering I'm right next to them. No wonder that guy hunts here. Here's the other option. I can climb this. Not too excited about that. I'm gonna keep the camera in that direction, but I think they already dipped down over the hill. All things considered, I got pretty close. Yeah, I think they're gone. I hope you guys can make it out on the camera. I can see them pretty clearly, but this camera is a bit different. There's the town. One person moving. The entire town, I see one human being moving, and it's a mailman. Man, this place is depressing. That's the scrapyard I go to, all the way over there. Jesus, that scared the crap out of me. Oh. I was walking and I brushed into one of those branches and I put tension on the branch and it flew back and hit a bunch of branches with dead leaves on them, and it made like a real quiet. You ever sneak up on a grouse and a grouse takes off and it makes that noise? Well, it's kind of like that. Real all of a sudden, and like a low, deep baritone kind of fluttering noise, and that it really kind of caught me off guard. And there's one of those doves now. There's another one. It must be a pair. I didn't see which way the deer went. I'm kind of assuming they went uphill. But then again, they were extremely copacetic with people being pretty close to them, because, I mean, I probably could have threw a rock and hit them. Alright. I'm thinking like top of that hill. And if I don't see anything too interesting, we're going to turn around and we're going to commit to go into that cemetery. I can do it. I can do it. This is baby stuff. This is baby stuff. You know what? I've been made to be a bit lazier than usual. But considering the amount of stuff I used to do, this should be nothing. Now, it kind of is, to be honest. To be honest, this really isn't that hard. It's the heat, which has always been, well, the last 5-10 years have always been an issue. And the hill is kind of annoying. I used to walk 20-30 miles, and it wouldn't be that big of a deal, as long as it was relatively flat. When you start putting, 70-degree angles in the mix, then it starts to be a little bit more taxing. When I turn around, I think I'm going to stop talking, save some of the camera battery in case I actually find something. Or when we actually get to the cemetery. Like I said, I'm not really holding my breath on finding anything here. Maybe once we get up towards the road that's supposedly up there, maybe we'll start finding more stuff that people threw down the hill. But at the moment, like I said, I don't have high expectations. If I'm correct, this should be where that guy was talking about. Considering what he said and where we are right now, it should be right about this area. So, I guess we'll keep going a little bit. I am definitely not stalling. I'm definitely not stalling on going up the hill. Definitely not. I mean, it's not that bad, right? Bugs, man, bugs. It's not that bad. Probably be a little bit easier if I had less weight. It is what it is. There's some stuff somebody threw there. I'm not sure how that would have got there, unless the road's closer than I thought. But there's cinder blocks and something blue. It looks like a jug of maybe antifreeze. More cinder blocks. And there's always the off chance that somebody came up here on a quad and just dumped junk in the woods. Why they would come here to do it? I don't know. Why do people do half the things they do? I'm kind of well, then again, this guy very well may have marked it somehow. And how better to be inconspicuous than a plastic jug and some cinder blocks? I don't know, but maybe I'll go up there. Like, I'm not sure how far that is, but that's really pretty. And it looks doable. And I could sit on that rock. Maybe I'll go up there. I guess it depends on how far back I want to walk. And like I said before, like the direction I want to go is like that way. Well, and the further I go this way, the more it's, going this way. So, the direction I want to go is on top of this hill. In some angle to the left, I suppose. And I won't be videotaping when I start climbing the hill because obvious reasons. I'm carrying about 10 pounds of metal and food and tools. My ankles are not the best, and I'm drinking an energy drink. There is a high possibility that I'm going to need my hands. So, and this perpetual sun-afflicting queasiness doesn't help my balance. And if I ever tried to actually survive, I probably would die. Too much working against you. That's why I wish I would have made a run for it and tried to live out in the woods like 15 years ago. I would have been at the best spot for increasing my potential. Old enough to not be a complete moron, but young enough to learn. Now we're running into more people droppings of questionable interest. Somebody rolled a trash can down that hill, which would make me think that there is actually civilization up there. This is aluminum, I'm pretty sure, but we don't do aluminum here. If I had a quad, if I had a truck, if I had partners, maybe. That That might be stainless steel. Not very good money, but good to know that it's there. I mean, all things considered, if I went to the top of that road and I walked down and I gathered every aluminum heatsink, every piece of, weird aluminum stuff that I found, and ended here and just walked straight over to the scrapyard, that wouldn't be a horrible journey. But the thing is, it would take me probably 6 hours, and I'd probably get $5. That's not like an exaggeration. It would probably take me 6 hours to make the whole journey and collect as much as I could, and I'd probably get like $5 because it's 50 cents a pound last time I was there. I'm actually getting hungry now. Maybe I'll stop for some food before we climb the hill. And eat an orange or two and half my jerky. What are you? You're pretty. I don't know what that is. Some sort of metal bowl, I would think. I'm not gonna go find out. I mean, it is copper colored, but the likelihood of it actually being copper is pretty low. If it's copper and I can crush it down and fit it in my bag, I'll go get it. And I'm gonna hit it with the rock to see. I'm gonna hit it with a rock and it's gonna roll all the way down the freaking hill. I don't know. I'm guessing aluminum. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to see. I'll take you with me. I think I can manage. I think it'll be alright. Without my backpack, I'm fairly nimble. Plus, if I'm holding the camera and I fall down the hill, that'd be like a really good shot. What are you? It's plastic. It's like really thin colored plastic. It kind of reminds me of, you get those big jars of cheese balls. It's kind of what it reminds me of, just not cheese balls. Alright. Moving on. Oh, and I went to get my shirt all wet to cool off a bit. I set my brand new clean bag into what I'm pretty sure is goose poop. So that's exciting. And here's another one. Plastic jug. Use it for sun tea. It's a real cheapo one. Actually, there's a slight possibility that that thing is the color it is because they made tea in it so many times. Is that true? I don't know. Oh yeah, there's more and more stuff down over the hillside. Nothing particularly interesting, but there's definitely like a road up there. Somebody didn't come out here to dump cheese ball containers in the woods if it wasn't relatively close. It's still quite a hill though. Still quite a hill. Alright, you know what? So this video isn't 2 hours long. If I can keep it an hour, I think I did a good job. But so this video isn't 2 hours long, I think I'm going to end it here, or I'm going to cut this clip here, walk further down this, and if I don't find anything interesting, I think I'm going to head up the hill, and I'll stop right when I get to the road, and we'll talk again. There's something right up there. It almost looks like somebody climbed down there to chill. It's like it looks like a seat and a ball. And nothing that looks electronical. So, yeah, I'm gonna follow this a little bit further, maybe another 10 minutes. And then and my energy drink should be gone, then I'll have my hands free. I'm gonna head up here. If I find something, I'll be back. If I don't, I'll catch you hopefully at the cemetery. Hey. Found a duck. So I followed the path all the way up, and it looks like an old church. I don't think anybody's here. I did see like one really old posted sign, but I figured I'd turn the camera on. I'm not junking anything here because I don't know what this is. But there's another house or thing up there. So I'm gonna do a mediocre walk around. We're not gonna go inside because, like I said, I don't have any idea what this actually is, or if anyone actually lives here. It is possible. Oh, look at that big piece of brass. Just kidding. Like I said, I'm not doing that. Not doing that. I'm hoping. Well, the door looks very much not like somebody lives there. I'm pretty sure it's open. Should we go in? Should we go in? I mean, I don't got hobo stab insurance. Holy crap. Oh, there's the deer. That's actually a good sign, because even though they are friendly, more friendly than deer usually are, it means there's probably no people here. But there's like a whole thing up here. Condemned. Okay, well, I'm guessing nobody's in there. Sinks. Look at all that brass and copper. Wiring. Sheesh. I cleaned all this up and carried it in. It'd take me probably 2 months. Be easy to get to. Lots of money, too. And by the looks of things, it's probably half of it's already burnt. Hello. 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 I don't know how long ago this was, because a lot of it still smells like ozone, or whatever it's called. Somebody's chair. Copper wire. Like I said, we're not taking anything from here. God, it even stinks. It smells like a combination of, like, well, burning on fireness and basement. It smells like a combination between basement and burning fireness. Anybody here? Please don't shoot me, or if you do, at least aim for the head. You know, I got 2 ideas. Somebody came up here and lit it on fire because people are morons, or it got struck by lightning. Morons more of a probability, but lightning wouldn't be completely unheard of. Oh, this is kind of great, because I'm going to sit in that pavilion and eat, and then I'm going to walk that way, because I think the cemetery might be right up there. And maybe I can even run into somebody that could tell me, you know, something. Like I said, I only seen one sign that said no trespassing when I got here. And it was pretty old. And I mean, I probably wouldn't even have noticed it if I wasn't, you know, physically looking. That thing there, that's all copper. All that's copper. It's like 10 pounds right there. Kind of hurts. Kind of hurts. Alright. We might, depending on how things turn out on my little search, we might come back here and get some of the really nice clean bits that are already ready to go. I mean, like I said, still ain't bad, but it's like this. If anybody ever actually touches it, they're gonna end up just getting a backhoe and pouring it into the back of a truck. So, I mean, if anything, I'm doing a public service by recycling some of the stuff that's actually useful. And that's enough chit chat. I'm gonna go sit in these picnic tables and eat my food. See if anybody comes by and tells me that, you know, I'm gonna get arrested or something. Wish I think that might be the housing projects. And if that's the case, then I definitely know what happened here. I would be willing to bet somebody's kids or them themselves burnt the place down doing drugs or drinking. Because if that's the housing projects, that's real close. That's real close to this place. Alright, that's enough chit chat. Go into the shade. Gonna eat and drink. And then see what might be the best course of action. As I said, I kind of have a general idea of what I plan to do, but I'm not entirely sure if it's the best course of action. I gotta be honest, it even makes me slightly nervous being here with copper that I got legally. Because I know how people are. Opportunistic predators. They can cause trouble. They typically do it. Let's have a... You know, no, I'm not even going to get it out. I was going to take the transformer out and show it off, but... Not here. I'm gonna try to play it safe. A bunch of copper on there. Compressor. Refrigerated soda machine. Old school, too. Somebody's comb. Alright, enough chit-chat. Food. Hungry. Be back in a bit. Alright, so it's been a minute or two. I stumbled into a nice pile of stuff. It's relatively closer to people, but it's definitely trash. So, you know, no harm, no foul. Unfortunately, there's a good bit of it that I can't get into because the screws are so rusted. And then I'd have to, like, smash it on something. And like I said, we're a lot closer to people here, so I don't want to make a bigger mess than what's already here. So, maybe it'll be here for future me. Maybe. One thing I am upset about is this. The body of this lamp is brass, but I can't get all this other junk off of it because it's rusted so much. So I'm going to leave it behind because I'm guessing there's a weight in the bottom of this, and this is hollow, and the brass part's hollow, so it's probably only maybe a half pound of brass, maybe a pound, and it'd be like 3 pounds of other stuff that I don't want. So unfortunately, gotta leave it behind, but it is what it is. Like I said, I'm kind of upset about it because it was the first nice piece of brass that we actually found, but what you gonna do? There's a can opener, a water filter, some Halloween lights, and then an entire Apple computer. I couldn't get into most of it, so I'm going to be leaving some stuff behind, but to be completely honest, it's, I think it's just about 3 o'clock, and I'm still apparently 2 miles away from the cemetery, so I ran into a gardener, or a weed killer, whatever he is, so I'm still pretty far away from the cemetery, so I'm not too anxious to be carrying a bunch of junk. And like I said, maybe someday I'll come back and you know, get these little tidbits. Future me might be starving someday. I did miss that little coil of copper there too, but I'll live. Gotta move on. If we find another big pile, I want to be able to get like at least the bulk of it. I mean, that's what I did here. I got the bulk of it that I could obtain with the tools I have. There's another spool of that coax stuff. It's just like that round, and it's almost all insulation. But alright, I'm going to try to climb up there, so I'm going to need my hands again. I'll catch you guys later. Look familiar? There's the scrapyard. Oh man, we're at the top. This is it. Just wanted to get a little bit of a video. You know, I made it. We took a bit of a roundabout way of getting here. But this is the top. It goes downhill after that little mound there. If I ever run into my aunt, I could be like, I did it. I could just confirm that I'm stupid. Alright. That would be a really cool camp area. But we ain't camping today. Alright, I'm going to see about getting out of here. See about finding that cemetery. I'll catch you in a bit. Oh! Okay, I lied. Now I'm at the top. Holy crap. Oh. Now I'm at the top. Oh. They got like 6 million signs up here of me not supposed to be here, but you know what? I didn't come this far to turn around. They didn't want people here. They should have put more signs instead of putting all the signs in one place. I'm staying long anyway. I'm going over there. My backpack's over at that pile of tires and stuff. I wanted to lessen the weight a little bit. Somebody got a camp set up. They got their very own television and toilet. PlayStation controller. I mean, I'm not going to touch anything on the power line. It just doesn't seem like an intelligent thing to do. I'm going to keep my camera rolling until we get on to the next trail. But this is kind of funny. I wonder, like what do they do? Like plug it right into the power line? Oh man, am I sweaty. I wonder how hard it's going to be to get back. Well, you know, I never do something if I don't think I can make it back. So I'll make it. Might stop and take a nap, but I'll bloody make it. All right. I think I got one more bottle of water left too. Oh. And tomorrow we're going to go on that side. I'm just kidding. just kidding. Tomorrow we are definitely going to recharge. Tomorrow we'll probably process up all this copper. And tomorrow will be a video games day. For sure. Maybe weed whacking. If I get too bored and I get tired of sitting in one spot, I might weed whack. Because it's something that needs to get done, and it shouldn't be all that strenuous. It's like another camp over there. And when I say camp, I mean a bunch of kids or weirdos just piled up a bunch of stuff in a way that you can sit semi-comfortably. I don't call it an actual camp. I think there's part of a computer. I think I'm happy. I think my goal is complete. I didn't find a cemetery, but this was a bloody journey on itself, in and of itself. I'm going to continue on a little bit further, and the next road I find, I'm going to take it back. I kind of want to see what's over here. Absolutely nothing. Miles upon miles of nothing. There's a house all the way over there. Alright, let's take this trail over here. Next road we hit, we're going back, no matter what. At the very least, I wouldn't say we got a big haul, but at the very least, I'm not going back empty-handed. So that's could be a good consolation prize. And I'm thinking that pile of copper that guy was talking about probably got picked up by the power company, or somebody else got it a very long time ago. Because, I mean, unless it's pretty well hidden. There's like 3 televisions here. Oh, somebody already cut the power cord off, so I'm pretty sure that, oh no, it is there. It's only 3 o'clock. I mean, I can hurry up and rip these apart real quick. I'll be right back. You ready? You guys see it? I don't know. I'm not 100% sure what it was. Like, I know it's a snake. I'm not entirely sure what kind of snake it was, so I wasn't too. And he was a little guy. A little guy. Oh well. Hopefully you got a little bit of a view of it. I found them. Look at that guy. There's one over there. A mouse went that way. And then one's underneath this sheet here. It's gone. There's 4 of them here. I flipped out of the TV. They're all garter snakes. I'm so surprised that garter snake didn't eat that mouse. Like that garter snake was plenty big enough. Alright. I'm leaving like 2 TVs behind. This backpack's starting to get pretty heavy. And I got a long way to go. Will I come back here? Probably not. Probably not. It's been quite a journey. But if I ever do decide to come back here, I will have 2 or 3 televisions to rip apart. So yeah. To be honest, there's several reasons why I ain't staying. I mean, I only got 1 bottle of water left, plus this. It's already about 3:30, and they're putting the paper industry out of business with as many freaking signs as they plastered everywhere. So, I figured I don't want to be up here with wire cutters and screwdrivers and a backpack full of copper when I know people steal copper from power lines all the time. Even though I have it all on camera, that, what I'm doing's pretty legit. Never know with people. Oh my gosh! Ha! Ha! Oh my freaking gosh. We found it. I can't believe, no, okay, this ain't like fake excitement. This ain't like I actually knew it was here. I literally was told I had like 2 or 3 miles to go. And I think I've only been walking for about a mile since I was told that. Oh. I can't believe we found it. I can't. I mean, it's got to be it. Oh. Yeah, this got to be it. I've never been here before. There's all those signs again. I've never been here before. I knew it was kind of like, it's kind of like out off the beaten path. It's not somewhere, I mean, it's new. It's obviously new. But you wouldn't really come here unless you had a reason to come here. It's off, it's kind of out in the country a bit. Oh. It's not as big as I thought it was going to be. That's what she said. Oh yeah, I cracked myself up. I think this would be a good place to find a place to chill out, finish this bottle of water, eat a few more of the oranges I brought, start making my way back. I mean, mission bloody accomplished. I didn't have high hopes of finding what that guy was talking about. It was a fun treasure hunt. But with it being the way it is to get up those hills, and with it being a power line, all the posted signs and stigmatism with scrappers already, it's the stigma of scrappers already. It's just not worth it to me to get caught and get fined. You don't make, I don't make, oh my gosh, it's bigger, it goes all the way over there. And you don't make enough money to honestly take the risk of getting in trouble, like, especially the way I do it. If you had a pickup truck or something, you might be able to take those risks, because you take in 200-300 pounds at a time. But with me, I'm taking in, 30 pounds is about my limit. Now, from the satellite imaging, there's supposed to be a trail that leads right back to my town. I didn't go up that way because it's posted. But if I came down that way, I could have an excuse of just being like, oh, I got lost. But if I entered right where it was, you can tell I'm getting tired. Can't even talk. If I entered right where all the signs were, it's hard to make those excuses. Is that the way out over there? Probably. We're going to assume that, well, actually there's a couple gates. I was going to put my bag down and just walk and enjoy. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'll come back for it. I'm going to put my bag by this tree. Oh man, the weight of the world off my shoulders. Oh, okay. That's a lot better. I'll explore the cemetery a little bit. I'll end this episode now. Slowly, ever so slowly, get back to the house. See, from the Google imaging, it was supposed to be a pretty big cemetery, but I didn't know it would be shaped all funky. See, there's gates over there. I think my house is over there though. So, I try not to go too far out, too far the wrong way. And there's no buses that come this way. So, oh, look at that. Somebody made me a door. Ain't gotta jump the fence. Be better if it was nighttime. Alright. I don't want to get any close-ups of the tombstones because then it gives away more information about where I'm at. So I'm gonna head back. I'm gonna walk a little bit around here, find a place to sit and eat, and then I'm gonna find my way out of here. Wish me luck. If I don't post the video, well, I guess it doesn't matter. If I don't post the video, you guys will never know. All right. Catch you later.